to Beard Wizard Gaming video on the new Ground Zero map on Escape from Tarkov. I'm going to go over the 5 starter quests and a couple other tidbits of information that I've learned playing Ground Zero. I'm sure there's plenty of other videos out there like this. There's a lot of text guides out there too. There's actually a very good text guide for this, which I'll link in the video description. Pardon me. It's very early while I'm recording this. But some people like videos. I prefer videos, so I figured I'd throw a video together for you. Also, I will link one of the better maps that we've been using in the video description as well, so that if you guys want a map, they're getting better. The early maps that we have are still limited on information, but they're getting there. So we have spawned down on the Terra Group side, if you will, or Emercom side. That's the Terra Group building right there. And then to my right is the Sky Side building. Back behind me over there is the Emercom extract. It's actually up against that building there with the glass windows. And down that street is the Scav Co-op extract. And I'll show you the other extracts as we work our way down this way. So there are 5 starter quests with on Ground Zero so far, and from what I understand, you can level lock yourself, so you better get them all done if you want to get them done. I do not know if locking out these quests because you level out of Ground Zero will limit you from future quests. I'm not certain. I don't think so, but it's possible. So just make sure you get these 5 done before you reach level 20. Now, it's not hard. It's really not hard to do them. Sometimes it takes a little patience and persistence, but I'll give you some tips and stuff to do that. Now, one of the quests, Luxurious Life, I'll show you where that's at, but that's actually kind of the last one because that one does not unlock right away. You get 4 to start, and then there's a 5th one that unlocks from Prapor a little later. So I'm going to go down the list, and we'll kind of talk about where they are and how to get to them, and again, tips for navigating this map. There's mainly 2 streets. There's this street, and then behind these buildings there's another street where it's actually very quiet. If you want to navigate this map and avoid PMCs and scavs, I would recommend taking the back street because most of the action happens out here between these 2 buildings. Now, and also it's snowing. Yes, there's snow in Tarkov. Yes, this was a surprise. This was not in the patch notes. We had no idea we were going to get snow in Tarkov. A lot of us have wanted this. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are upset about this because it's easier to see people. Even at night, it's so much brighter at night. People stand out. The foliage is easier to see through this time during the snow maps. And it's hard to move around quietly. So I'm sure a lot of people are frustrated with that, but I think it's fantastic. I think it looks great, and I love that it adds a new element to the game. So the first quest on this end of the map is Therapist gives you first in line. So for first in line, you need to find the Emercom medical station and 3 medication items. Now the Emercom medical station is over here. Emercom medical station is this. So really just walk through here or walk around it. It'll flag. I don't remember exactly where it flagged, but it flags over there. And then if you need to get out, like if you if you spawned on the other end of the map and are doing this last, that's your Emercom extract right here in this area. So you can get out right there. All right. So then we move on to the next quest over here. We are close to a couple quests over here, so I will just show you the last one, Luxurious Life from Prapper, is in the Skyside building. So when you come into Skyside, I didn't blow that glass out, I blew this glass out. When you come into Skyside, there's two different back hallways, and they actually go, you can actually go down into, there's a tunnel system. So let me not do that too fast. You can go to the other side of the building and exit on the back street. You can go downstairs. This sign is true. There is no loot up there. I thought maybe that was a trick, but there is legitimately no loot up those stairs. Down, you can go down into like this parking garage underground system, which actually connects many of the buildings on the map. So to get to the liquor store, you go through this left hallway, and back here, and this is the liquor store. Now, once you, and pay attention, there are two of these quests are I guess what you would call chain quests. So initially it's just going to say find the liquor store. As soon as you find the liquor store, check your task, because then it's going to say find a wine bottle. I have found the wine bottle like here. The wine bottle has spawned out here. I think Puncher found it out in this rack last night. So you may have to check around for that wine bottle. It's not a guaranteed location on the spawn for that wine bottle. So you definitely want to keep your eyes out all over this room. So that's Luxurious Life. The next quest on this end of the map is the what's it called? It is called it's Mechanic's Quest, called Saving the Mole. So Saving the Mole is over here in the Terra Group building. This building is a hotspot for PvP on this map for a couple of reasons. One of the big chain quests is in here, and there's a lot of loot in this building. So if you come here, my tip, if you're going to do Saving the Mole, is either do it if you spawn on this map, like immediately get into this building and do it, or wait until toward the end. Let all the fighting happen, let people get in and out of this building, and do it late if you want to avoid PvP. If you don't want to avoid PvP, just come here every time and you'll get tons of PvP. This map is hot. It also seems to be where the majority of the scabs are going to spawn, is out in this yard and in the street in front of Terra Group. So if you want scabs, also come here. So, and there's a lot of loot, a lot of bodies to loot in this garage. But for Saving the Mole, you have to find the PMC bodies, you have to find the scientist. That's what it starts with. And then there is... then it opens up more stuff. So the PMC bodies, that will trigger when you walk right through here. So my recommendation to start this is come through the garage if possible. Just run through this doorway and you'll trigger the find the PMCs portion of the quest. And then you're going to run down this hallway all the way here into this back. And there's a body to loot. There's a lot of dead bodies in this building to loot. And here's the scientist. He's going to be sitting right here. Now when you find him, this is another chain quest. Check your task. It's going to then say find the scientist's office. So it doesn't say anything about finding a key. So you need to find this key right here. So if you just run back here and you get boom finding the scientist and you run out, you missed part of it. So once you have the key, then you're going to run up here. Now, the reason this becomes such a hot spot is because what people do early is they run up here they get this quest, and then they camp this doorway. This is the only way up, is this door right here. So people will camp this doorway. My team did it. We got a lot of kills doing this, so that's why I recommend do it first or do it last. This is the scientist's office. So once you have the key, you can come in here. And once you do that, check your task again. There's another thing you have to do. You have to get the hard drive. And it's usually, we have found it both times on this desk. I found it right here, like right on this side. I think it was over here one time. That's the desk we found it on. If you notice, the quest image that's in your task view shows these two computers with those exact backgrounds and stuff. So I imagine it's always going to be on this desk. But like the wine bottle spawned all over the place. Also note, I didn't say that, but the wine bottle and the hard drive are the two items in these quests that you need to get out with. You have to survive and hand those items in. All the rest of the quests are not survive and extract. Just those two, because you need to hand in those quest items. Alright, let's go down to the next one. Alright, so conveniently, right outside here, the next quest is also an extract. So right over here is the police checkpoint extract, which is a vehicle extract. Right there. I'm going to back off of the noise so you guys can hear me a little better. So that is the police car extract when you're playing this map. That is also Skier gives you 5,000 rubles and the burning rubber quest. It's just get out at the vehicle. So at any time when you're playing this map, extract at the vehicle. Not only do you get the scav rep bump, but that's one of your quests, is get out there. And it's also a pretty decent extract. As far as I know, the vehicle is always here. I don't think I've been on this map where the vehicle wasn't here. So it's not like Woods or Interchange where the vehicle is may or may not be there. It seems to be always here. Alright, so we have done, that was burning rubber, the car extract from Skier. Therapist first in line, the Emercom station, and find 3 meds. I forgot to mention, on the Emercom station, you got to find the Emercom station, and you got to find 3 medication items in raid. That quest seems to be bugged at some points. I had no trouble with it. Outbreak had no trouble with it. Puncher, he had medical items that were found in raid, and Therapist wouldn't take them. He just kept getting more, and eventually he was able to turn them in and finish it. We're not really sure what the difference was or what might have caused it, but you just got to find 3 bandages, or a bandage and a splint and a whatever. You just need to find 3 medication items and turn them in for the first in line quest. Saving the Mole in Terror Group, and Luxurious Life in the liquor store. The last quest on this end of the map, and it may be your first quest if you spawn on the other end of the map, is shooting cans. Shooting cans, you need to find 5, you need to kill 5 targets, and that could be any combination of PMCs and scabs. You just need to get 5 kills in this map. And then you need to find the grenade launcher. I should go back out in the street so you can see this from the other side. You need to find the grenade launcher and the machine gun emplacement on this. So if you just did, or if you just went by the car extract, it really wouldn't matter because you would have gone out there. But let's go back over here. So there's Terra Group where we did Saving the Mole. And there is Skyside where the liquor store is. And down that way is the Emercom and the Scav extract. Excuse me. So now we are standing between Fusion and Empire. Those two buildings there. So one of our quests is in this building. Now the Fusion building has some good food loot. So if you're here for food, there's a restaurant and bar in Fusion. It's also a good place to hold up if you want a view of the street. You want to hunt scabs. You can get up in that second floor, and you've got a pretty good view out in front of Terror Group. You can see across here. You can see up into this building even, and get yourself some scab kills from the Fusion building. Also, on the other end of the Fusion building is the Mira extract. I've never taken it. It requires a green flare. I don't know exactly where to shoot it off because I've never used it. We've always taken the other extracts, but it's on the back side of this building to take the Mira extract. So anyway, the first part of shooting cans, or the last part of shooting cans, depending on where you are in the map, is up here in the Empire building. There's some loot all over the place. Now I want to show you real quick, if you're in here looting around, here's a little tip. Don't go in this room. Check this room, but there's a mine in here. If you step in that room, you will die. But I would say 1 out of every 5 raids, somebody doesn't know that. So you could come around this corner and find a dead PMC in here. Just stand outside the door and loot him. But just be careful. Don't go in this room. But definitely check it. I would say check it every time. Some filing cabinets you can loot there. Alright, be mindful. We have to go upstairs. But down here goes to the basement. Scavs can come up these stairs. So do not think that you're safe like watching this door with your back to these stairs. Scavs can come down there. Alright, so we're going to go up these stairs. Now, you can try to hop over this barbed wire. You are definitely going to hit the barbed wire. There's no way around it unless you do this. You can mantle up on this and do that. You're still going to make noise, but you won't take damage. Now, a lot of people, just like the Terror Group building, a lot of people will come up here and camp this because they can hear you coming up the stairs. So just be mindful that if you do decide to come up here, you may get in a fight unless you get here first or you wait till the end. So there's a lot of loot in here, but primarily, here's your machine gun. Get this machine gun emplacement. You can also stand up here and get yourself some scab kills if you're still working on your 5 kills. Either on the machine gun or out this window, because a lot of scabs spawn out in that street out there. So it's a good spot to get that. Alright, now we're going to go over to the grenade launcher. Okay, so from outside of Empire, where you find the machine gun, is right up, actually up in that office there. So mind those windows. You come down here to this street. Now this is a car dealership. There's a little bit of loot in there, but not a ton. A couple toolboxes and stuff in there. You come down here, and now there'll be some civilian bodies to loot. Alright, so now on this end of the map, the other point of interest is Nakatani, right there. So Nakatomi Plaza, maybe. I don't know if that's a play on that. And then Capital Insight. This is your last building. It's also another point of interest, a high PvP building. So we come in here. There's an office down there with some miscellaneous loot. There's also a back room behind the front desk for some miscellaneous loot. But up here, there is a ton of computers and filing cabinets. So you've got a lot of computers in here and filing cabinets. You also have a really good view of the street. So if you're wanting to get some more scav kills, this is a good place to do it. You can be shooting down this street. Scavs will spawn and walk. They'll patrol this street. They'll walk around here. People will also come in and out of this building. There's sometimes some food and drinks over here, and I would say be sure to always check, you know, there's some, always check under the counter. I found food under here behind the counter. So don't just look at the top of the counter and think, oh, there's nothing back there. Also, stuff spawns on this table. And sometimes there's a duffel. There's also a lot of computers in here and filing cabinets, so make sure you get those. And finally, here's your grenade launcher. So this is the last part of the shooting cans quest once you have your 5 kills. So you got to come up here and get this grenade launcher. This is also a good spot. It's not a great spot as far as view unless you got optics, but you can see all the way down to the terror group yard, and you can see people coming up this street. Obviously, you can't see people coming from behind. You can come up from that side down there and get into this building. But you can see all the way down the street, shoot scavs, etc., etc. Grenade launcher also has a really good range all the way down to Terror Group's building. And that is all the quests. So far, anyway, we have not unlocked any other quests. I don't imagine there's going to be more quests on this map because currently I am level 10, or almost level 10, and I've done all of these quests. So I will be level locked out of this map here before long, and nothing else is opened up. So I'm not thinking there's going to be any more, but in the event there are more, I'll do a video on those as well. So finally, your other extract on this end of the map is the Nakatani basement, but I want to show you something before we go to it. There is loot over here, but see that sign? Be cautious. There is loot over here. You can loot this guy, just be careful. You can loot him from about here. Do not walk past this van. And this guy, you can loot here. Do not walk past this van. Don't walk over there. Don't walk between the car and the van. Do not pass the corner of this van. Don't pass the front of the van. There is a sniper that will kill you. We got some loot there. Loot box. Or no, that's not a loot box. It looked like a loot box. There's a body over here. This dead PMC generally has some loot on him. In here, check that guy. Check back here. Sometimes there's some stuff. There's usually a duffel that spawns on one of the couches, so look for that. And so your Nakatani basement extract is literally just... Can't read that sign. Literally just down the stairs here. Couple turns. And right where it says get ready, here's our extract. Sometimes there's a toolbox right here, and you do have just enough time to loot that toolbox. So check it if it's there. And that's it. Those are all, so far anyway, the 5 quests on Ground Zero. Like I said, I will link in the video description a text version of that, which was relatively up to date. I actually looked at it to make sure I had the whole list because I've done all the quests, so I didn't have any way to look them up anymore in game because I've done them all. So I found a good rundown of them. It does have a couple of inaccuracies, so it's not perfect. And I will give you the link to the better map that we have so far. I'm sure there will be better maps coming, just like all the other really nice maps of the different zones. But this being new, people are still building the information about this. So there's still some imperfect information out there. But that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think I missed anything or you have any questions. Check out my other videos. I will be doing more videos coming this weekend. And next week with the new wipe, I also did a couple of videos already about the new wipe and how things have gone since wipe day. So check those out. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys all again soon. You have a great one. Much love. Bye.